Because what plays in their favor is what happened last year. This is the team that blew the 3-1 lead against. What did they do this year? Didn't let that happen again. But they walk into the Panthers building. The Panthers, the better team, by metrics on the ice,
rested.
By eye test on the ice, rested. Their goalie situation figured out. A tough team. And look, a great coach in Paul Maurice.
Yep.
Brandon Carlo didn't get to the arena until 6:05 p.m. That's less than 2 hours before puck drop. Just had a kid. Walks in, all hugs, excitement. All right, Carlo's here. We got the boys in.
Congrats to him.
Congrats to Brandon Carlo scoring a goal tonight, too. That's a huge day for him.
Yep.
You see Brad Marchand smiles, hugs in the locker room. Jeremy Swayman, you pointed it out.
Yep.
After some scrambles, after turning down a one-on-one breakaway, smiling, laughing on the ice, too.
Yep.
Just how locked in he is.
Loose.
This team's very loose right
They
now.
are loose.
Credit to Jim Montgomery. You come off the highest of highs with the David Pastrnak Game 7 game-winning goal, and you're kind of worried. All right, you're going to play 2 days later. Not even just 1 day rest, right? 48 hours later. What will you look like? Locked in, focused. It's as if Game 7 didn't happen. They are honed in on their next opponent, the Panthers.
I mean, listen, to your point, early in the game, we saw those first couple goals that both teams traded. It was off of mistakes, right? But here's how loose they were, to your point. I mean, well, first of all, let's acknowledge that for a second. This game was an anomaly in terms of they both made mistakes early, turning the puck over, and it led to goals, 1-1 tie.
Yeah.
That's going to be the microcosm of the rest of the series.
Yeah.
We know damn well, as the series goes on, the margin for error is so thin with these two teams, whoever makes the mistakes will be at the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
But in this game in particular, going back to what you're saying about how loose they are, so both teams make a mistake, we have a 1-1 tie. Then it was like the floodgates opened up for the Bruins in the second period, and that's how loose they were. They weren't even worried about making a mistake. They tied the game back up, and then it was just on from there. I mean, how about Mason Larai's goal? That was nasty, filthy McNasty. They scored 3 goals in 3 minutes in that second period, and honestly, it just never – the momentum stayed with the Bruins the rest of the game. They just never – the Panthers could never recover from that.
Yeah.
That's all, to your point, from them just being loose, having fun, flying, having no pressure on them. I don't know how they felt that. I guess because the Panthers were at home, maybe they're still – they felt so much pressure in Game 7 with the Maple Leafs that they just came into this like, all right, house money, let's just go play and have fun. And they did that. It's incredible that they were able to do that, but clearly no pressure on this team. And now I'll say this, that's going to change for Game 2. That's going to change for Game 2.
They're coming out correct.
Of course.
You know it's Florida. You know it's Paul Maurice.
Well, here's the thing, too, George. This is not a young, upstart, happy to be here, not sure what we're doing, but we're going to figure it out on the fly team. Panthers have been there, done that. They have the T-shirt. I mean, so I look at this as they're coming out Game 2 gangbusters.
Yeah.
Sense of urgency. They're going to be throwing absolute haymakers early in that game. If the Bruins can take the onslaught of energy from the crowd, from the Panthers team, listen, they got a chance to steal Game 2 as well, but they're going to have to walk through hell early in Game 2 because you know the Panthers are bringing everything plus the kitchen sink.
Yeah, but the biggest plus, too, for me, I talked about Sway, I talked about the defense.
Yeah.
You mentioned those 5 unanswered goals. Geeky scramble score in front of the net, cashes it in his 3rd goal of the playoffs.
Yep.
Mason Larai, top shelf snipe near
nasty
post. First career playoff goal for that rook. But he's coming off of Game 7 where he played over 19 minutes time on ice, led the team in block shots. His handles are sick. He's 6'5". He's an offensively gifted defenseman, and he doesn't know any better. The confidence boost that 23-year-old is going to feel. He's going to continue to go out and play loose. And he brings a lot of size and toughness to his team. Brandon Carlo, top shelf, glove side, goes bar down. That's a second-line defenseman scoring there for you, right? Again, riding that high.
Yeah.
Dad strength coming in.
Right.
Birth of his kid, playing loose. Justin Brazeau, third liner, flying through the neutral zone. Dangle, drag, backhand finish. And that's set up by a brilliant breakout from the corner. JVR with a good push up the boards. And Brazeau did the rest. To see how the Bruins were advancing the puck through the neutral zone, which to me, that was the biggest cause of concern. You mentioned how fast the Panthers were in the opening minutes.
Oh, my God.
To me, it's just how gritty, how annoying they were, how pesky they
Sure.
were, where the Bruins weren't getting space to work with. But they did. They found those margins. They played loose and they got there. And I like to say this too. David Pastrnak skated well.
He did.
2 high danger chances early on. One
Hit the
went off the
post.
post.
Yeah.
Exactly. Other one was a save by Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get with him. There was another breakaway by Ekblad, left side in his
aggressive.
pocket. One too many moves, and you know what Pasta is? He set himself up.
Yep.
He's reading Sergei Bobrovsky. He's the type of lethal goal scorer that's going to get his. He went 3 different ways to go at him. Goalie won this one. All right, hands up. Game is a game.
Yep.
I'm going to come back game 2, correct, and I'm
Yeah.
going to get you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get mine, right?
Yeah.
But Pasta's skating well, and that's a guy that was called out, responded to Jim Montgomery. Comes out game 1, playing the arch nemesis, and he's bringing his best.
Yeah.
It's just I'm so impressed by what the Bruins did in game 1 to come off that game 7 where you got pushed around, man, by a very soft Leafs team. You're playing the toughest team in the NHL and the Panthers. The league leader in goals against allowed per game at 2.4. No one scores on them. And you come out and you played your game. You made your adjustments, and you had depth scoring from this team. It's huge what the Bruins just did.
You beat their ass in their building.
Yeah.
I mean,
Perfect way to put it.
that is insane to me, bro.
Yeah.
Look, I'll add this about Pasta because I think you covered everything there, but he was getting knocked around too. I mean, all this stuff.
And he was responding
and he was still responding and aggressive, and you love to see it, and you're going to need it all series long, obviously. All right, let me ask you that. I'm going to start some stuff now.
All right, here we go.
I know he had 38 saves,
Okay.
but could I argue? Hold on. Could I argue that you give Sway a break for game 2? I know he has a hot hand, but I mean, they've been putting a lot on my man. You give him a break for game 2. You go on Mark, who hasn't played in a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, you needed to split against the Panthers
I'm
at
listening.
least.
I'm looking at schedules.
So you got game 1. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sway, stay hot, but chill out. Allmark, you're in. You know he wants revenge against his team after last year. By the way, he was banged up. He's played well against them in the regular season. Allmark, I'm talking
940
about.
save percentage, 3 wins against the
Okay.
Panthers.
Okay.
947 save percentage for Linus.
Preach.
I'm backing you up here. You're my boy.
Tabernacle Church. So you play Allmark game 2. You let Sway rest. You come back home. You give the keys back to Sway for game 3. Now he's rested, locked in. Hopefully Allmark had a great game too. Both your guys are in sync, ready to rock and roll and win this G-damn series. Come on, talk to me.
First 5-6 games of the series, you're looking to have 1 day rest in between.
Huh?
If you want to give it to someone now, you give it to Sway right now and then let him take back over. Shoot, you went 1-2, and then Swayman went the rest of the way in the first round.
You don't hate it.
I'm starting Swayman game 2, bro. He's too good. You can't mess with the confidence and chemistry of these guys on the ice right now.
Fair.